Hey everybody, Fifth Horseman here, playing our Kerbal Space Program, and you will notice our refueler has 11 meters per second of delta V left in it. But that's okay, because we have reached the Joolpollo ship successfully with that 11 meters per second of delta V. And I will show you here why I was able to get here with such a low amount of delta V. We're meeting near Jool. I have found a secret, I guess is the best way to put it, about moving around in Jool, and that is, if you do stuff at Periapsis, it's really cheap, fuel-wise. I actually emptied out these two tanks into the ship, and I came back with just one tank. At the end of last episode, I was talking about bringing back two tanks, but then I realized that's barely a refueler. If it takes two tanks to get there and back, we're in trouble. So I tried it with one, and I got it. So that's pretty awesome. So we need to dock with this guy. We need to flip over to him, and we need to open up a docking port, because my big plan here was so stupid. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... Where's our ship? It's over here. I think I'm going to dump this guy off the end. We also need to remember who is who. This guy is the guy who went into Jool's atmosphere. These two guys are the guys who what's the word? Went to Laythe. So, and then this guy, where is he? This guy here is the guy who went to Tylo. Or, yeah, to Tylo and got into orbit around it. And he's going to go back. But, so these guys have to stay the same. So I think what I'm going to do is, when this guy eventually comes back with the Tylo lander, we're going to put him here. That way this side of the ship is all these guys and this side isn't. But in the meantime, we're just going to pop this guy off. Let's make sure he has RCS. He does. Undock him. And then, actually, let's also make sure he has crew in him. He doesn't. Waffles, go ahead and get out. But this is boring stuff. You don't actually need to watch this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this guy stuck to him, and then I'm going to bring them both in and stick them on here. So I'll be, and then he's going to fill up and then head on back to Tylo, and you don't need to see that because you've already seen me go to Tylo. So I will come back. I just wanted to show you that he got in with 11 meters per second of fuel, which I thought was pretty freaking awesome. Anyway, I will be back when we are when we actually have a fueled up Tylo lander. Okay, we've got these guys docked, and if you look, all these fuel tanks here are full. This one's full. This one is almost full, and this one is empty. And these three are empty as well, which means I need to go back and get more fuel for this guy, which is a bad thing because I don't think there's enough fuel in the mothership to fill this guy up all the way another time. So we are at the point now where we have to wait, which means I'm also considering the possibility of bringing up another ship to dock with my refueler ship that has another tug in it. Perhaps with more efficient engines on it, because this is kind of crazy. I don't want to have to do this for Vol as well. Now, granted, and my science is wandering away too, so I should probably get that. But yeah, I'm going to refill up this guy's middle tank, and I'm going to send him back to the mothership. And I'm also going to launch something to connect with the refueler that is going to bring up a better tug. So I'm going to do that. I'll come back when I'm launching the other tug, I think. That's the next thing that's major that's happening. So yeah, that's the way it's going to work. Yuck. Jool 5 missions. If you think you have enough fuel, add more fuel. That's all. That's my only thing to tell you. Oh, I also don't know if you noticed this, but my nav ball is off to the side. This is the enhanced nav ball mod. Allows you to slide the nav ball around, make it huge. Although I don't need that because I've got the HUD. Make it small. I tried that, but it doesn't really work very well because it needs to... I need to be able to see like RCS, SAS, my maneuver nodes, this number here, and all that stuff. So I've got it off to the side here. I tried it over here, and I didn't like it as much. I like it over here, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, enhanced nav ball. Fantastic mod. Okay, we have this completely untested craft that I'm going to launch before it falls over in 3, 2, 1, launch. Okay, it is going, and we've got Rissable. I don't know. doesn't really matter. Red Shirt Kerman is launching this thing up. All it is it's a lot of fuel. It's about twice as much fuel as the other one had, and it's only got these 4 little things. So it's going to be hard to get it around, but it's going to be pretty. It's going to have a lot of Delta V, I guess is the right way to say it. So, we are cruising up here. Yeah, this is boring launch. Basically just going to get this thing up, dock it with the other ship, and then Red Shirt is going to come home in this little dinky thing right here. So, I'll be back when they're actually docked together. There's no reason for you to watch all this. I've been fiddling with my nav ball. I don't think I need it this big. But I am enjoying having it slightly larger than it was. But anyway, we've got our ship docked up here. No bigs. We've also got our little that's a parachute. I had to kick a parachute off this guy because he yeah, well, you know. I'm also a little concerned about this connection here. I might take this guy off and flip him around and stick him on here so there's only one connection between these two big things. But we'll worry about that later. So, in the meantime, though, we are going to send Red Shirt, whatever his name actually is, home. We're going to aim him retrograde. Okay, you obviously don't need to see this at all. He's going to come down. It looks like he's going to come down on land. Looks like he's going to come down. Is that the crater? With all these clouds, I can't see what's going on. Yeah, that is the crater. So he's going to come down on the other side of the crater, and then I'm going to head back up to Tylo, where my fueler is getting ready to head back to the mothership. Okay, I was looking at my Tylo, my refueler mission here, and I realized, I don't even know if I realized it or just lucked upon it, but here's how I get out of Tylo. I launch here. Basically does a 180 and it flips around and it goes the other way, and I'm going to be doing that burn around here, and when I do that burn it's going to launch me out here so that my orbit touches the apoapsis of my Joolpollo ship's orbit, and then I set up a maneuver node here that I was going to use to get these orbits together, but when I set that up here, it said, hey, you got a close encounter. So I'm just going to go for that. We're going to do a complete orbit after this, and then we're going to do the close encounter here. And assuming we don't touch any planets, which really the only one that we could touch is Tylo, then we're good. So I'm going to do this, and it's a day away. Okay, we are 2 minutes from our burn. It is on the night side of the planet, sadly. And you might think to yourself, well, of course it's on the night side. We are burning to go to extend our orbit, but that's not actually true. When you're in orbit around Jool, you could be burning any time of the day or night because Jool is the center of the system, not the sun. And actually, it looks like we're not burning at night. We are burning at sunrise. So let's go ahead and... oh, there it is. The sun is off in the distance. This should be a very small burn because we've got 33 seconds worth of fuel, and we're using up... that's 781, which is a third of that, so it's going to be about a 10-second burn. He says as he hits F5. So when I get down to 5 seconds, I'm going to hit the gas. Let's also get the HUD up, get ourselves into chase mode like we like to be. Get aimed right at that maneuver node. Why not? We can. So 10-second burn, and we're going to start it now. Got my finger on the X key. And... whoops, that might be too much. But let's kill this maneuver node and see what it does for us here. Oh yeah, it's way too much. So we're going to turn around and slow down until we bring this back down. I should have gone to map mode and looked at it there, but I was enjoying the HUD so much. Come on, flip yourself around. There we go. Whoa, that's what happens when you don't thrust limit your ship. Let's go ahead and use our CS. to get ourselves right out there. Okay. Now, this maneuver node, we need to jog it forward and backward a little bit. So it snaps on, and actually this is a really good connection here now. We are 285 kilometers away, if you want to actually see that number. There we go, 285.6, which in Jool, that's good. So we're not actually going to do this maneuver. We are merely going to fast forward until we get out to it. Bye-bye, Tylo. We'll be back with even more fuel. Hey, Jool, what's up? Okay, and we are no longer in Jool's sphere of influence. And I think we didn't warp past it too much. Okay, and then we're going to add a periapsis alarm. We're going to add an apoapsis alarm. There we go. What just happened? Oh, it did the... I went back into Tylo's sphere of influence. This happened last time. It happens on high time warp when you're really close to Tylo. I need to restore from backup right before I did the burn. I'll be back when I'm here again. Okay, I just left Tylo's sphere of influence again. I'm going to very moderately speed this up to 100 times until we get far enough away from it that we don't have to worry about this. Maybe I'll go to 1,000. Okay. I also hit F5 right afterwards. Okay, and it looks like we're out of the danger zone now. The danger zone. And I left my maneuver node here because it'll serve as a perfect alarm for this. And look how close we are. Sadly, this orbit, we're really close to it, but not a big deal. Okay. Close the alarm and unpause. There's really nothing we need to do here. I just wanted to make sure that everything looks good. Yeah. So we're going to loop back around, and we're going to come up to about here-ish. Actually, maybe we'll go to here. And we'll see what we can do here with this close approach by, say, slowing down a little bit. Okay. That seems to be okay. But what if instead of slowing down we go radial? Oh yeah, that's much better. 513. So, what if we actually speed up a little bit, but also radial inward? 114, that's better. What if we speed up 3 more? Radial inward. Let's see, is this us? Yeah, this is us, so we're actually getting there too fast. So actually, let's slow down again. Radial outward. 56 kilometers away. Let's look at this here now. This is how you get perfect encounters. And the act of rotating makes the thing go crazy. Oh, that's because I have RCS on. Because I'm a moron. Okay, let's make sure that didn't screw this up. Looks like it did not. Okay. 85 kilometers. Sadly, it did screw it up. But oh well, what are you going to do? Okay, so let's go ahead and go to that maneuver node. Okay, now we're going to kill it and look at what we got. What we really got. We've got a separation of 80 kilometers, and we are going to keep that. Okay, now to make it better, we're going to want to get closer. Let's say here. And then we're going to tweak our approach as we get closer. 80 kilometers. If we go in a little bit, that makes it 37 kilometers. We go in a little bit more. I'm going to aim at this maneuver node, and then we're going to jump to it. And then we're going to do the burn. It's a tiny burn, so I'm not going to do too much here, but I'm just going to kill this, and then we're going to look at this. 27 kilometers, that is perfectly fine. Okay, now, when we get here, we're going to go into target mode. We are heading directly towards our ship, which is perfectly fine by me. And I don't really care about these markers until we are within an hour of our closest approach. give or take. I'm making these numbers up as I go. 3 hours, 2 hours. I'm looking at these numbers up here in the Kerbal alarm clock. We're 2 hours away now. We are an hour away now, and we're starting to wander a little bit. Okay, now we're starting to wander a lot. So I'm going to do a little bit of a burn here. And we're going 876 meters per second. I'm actually going to do better this time than I did before, but that's because I don't have to do any finagling. But again, 876 meters per second is going, 838 meters per second is going to be about a 10-second burn, maybe. So we can get right up next to him before we do this burn. And he is directly behind us. We are heading directly at him. We're going to go down to, say, 5 minutes before. We're not wandering at all, which is good. I'll go right down to a minute before if I can. Okay, we're at 1 minute before closest approach here. We can't see our target. We can zoom way in, though, in map mode. We are, yeah, see, our separation is going to be 0.3 kilometers. So we basically just need to aim ourselves retrograde, and as soon as we get in the physics window of this guy, we need to hit the gas hard. Okay, 500 meters per second, and oh, we're in the physics window. We just passed by him. But that's okay. We're very close. We just got to kill our relative velocity. Okay, we are heading kind of towards him again. We're only 700 meters overshot. Not a bad thing. But, and we have a lot more fuel than we had before. We have 400 meters per second more than we had before, probably by the time we stop ourselves relative to him. Which is darn good in my book. We're getting kind of low on monoprop, so I'm not going to use it to stop. I wanted to slow down time and I sped it up. Time warp is the worst thing. And the other worst thing is that I don't frickin' quick save often enough. Says the guy who restores and quick saves all the time. Okay, let's go ahead and get going towards him at a stately, let's say, 20 meters per second. Wasting all that delta V that we had. Let's hit F5. So when I screw this up, I don't have to worry about it again. 4 kilometers, 3, 2... Yeah, having the nav ball up is still nice, I think. There are reasons to have the nav ball, even though the HUD is so much better. Okay, we are a kilometer away. Coming at it fairly quickly. RD is really getting his frequent flyer miles in this mission. There's the ship. Let's go ahead and start slowing down here. Okay. As before, you have seen me ferrying things around. Oops, I need to do RCS, I guess. There we go. We're as close to 0 as you can get. Okay, you've seen me ferry things before. There's no need to watch it again. I'll be back when he is heading back to Tylo. Or actually, tell you what, I'll be back when he's at Tylo. Okay, I lied. I said I was going to come back when we were at Tylo, but we're not going to Tylo because we are out of gas. This guy's full and this guy's full, but this guy isn't full. And I'm not going all the way back to Tylo without a full tank, that's for sure. So, that means we have to go get this guy and get him to Tylo in... I guess we don't need this? Yeah, we can't need this. Yeah, we need to take this guy and get him to Tylo, or get him to Jool, I should say. You've seen me go to Jool many times. The only possible problem is that this is going to be too wobbly, in which case I'm going to flip this thing around, and I might actually just do that. So, yeah, there's no reason to do anything until we are get this guy to Jool. So, I will see you when that happens.